Hi everyone, welcome back to Catherine's Plates. It is so good to see you. I guess you are here to see me make one skillet Swedish meatballs and noodles. One of my favorite dishes. If I was stuck on an island somewhere and I had to pick one dish, that would be it. This recipe came from my mom, who learned how to make it from her grandmother. So it goes way back. And I'm going to show you how to make this, and we're going to do it all in one skillet, even with the pasta. So if you were ready for this one, you guys, let's go ahead, grab a big skillet, and let's get started. We're going to start by making the meatballs first. They're so simple to put together, so come on and join me. Now what I have is 1.5 pounds of ground beef. You can even go to like 1 pound if you want to do that. To this, I'm going to add 1 egg that's beaten. I'm going to add 1/2 cup of some panko breadcrumbs, or you can use regular breadcrumbs if you would like. I've got 1/4 cup of milk. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire, 1/8 teaspoon of regular salt. Now I'm doing that because I want to put in 1/8 teaspoon of garlic salt. And then I'm going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Now you can either dice up 1 onion, or you can put in some minced onion, about 1 tablespoon, or you can add like 1 teaspoon of onion powder. I'm going to put in a full onion, chopped. I'm going to add this to my mixture. Okay, we're going to go ahead and combine everything until it's well mixed. Just make sure that we are not over mixing. That's a good mix right there. First thing we're going to do, I'm using a 1-inch cookie scoop, and I'm just going to run it through the meat. And we're just going to form them by rolling them and squeezing until they take form, just like that. Now the 1-inch cookie scoop will keep these meatballs all the same size and very uniform. But you don't want to pack them too hard, because then the liquid that we're going to put in the pan won't be able to really get into that meatball and give it some nice flavor. Nice little roll there. Now I tend to make a lot of meatballs because I love having extras during the week. You can freeze this meal, have it for leftovers. I love the bits of onion in there. Just going to add flavor to that meatball when it cooks down. Over medium-high heat, I'm going to place a large skillet. I'm going to place 2 tablespoons of some cooking oil. Now I use avocado oil. And to that, I'm going to place 2 tablespoons of butter. So we want to make sure the butter is nice and melted and sizzling with the oil. And that'll help brown the meatballs really good. Okay, when you start hearing the sizzle, like I can hear right here, I'm going to start dropping my meatballs in. And then you want to let them sit. Don't move them around. Let them sit and get a nice browning going on. Oh, did you hear that? Now usually I have to do these in 2 batches because I make a lot of meatballs. You want that nice sear on these all the way around. That keeps the meatballs from falling apart. Alright, we're going to let them sit there for a few minutes to get nice and brown. Now we're not trying to cook the meatballs all the way through, alright, but we do want to get them nice and browned all the way around the meatball. We're going to flip one. Oh, perfect. And y'all see that brown right there? That's what we're looking for. So we're going to turn them all over and let them brown on the other side. And then by the time you get to the other side, then you can start really rotating the meatballs around. You want them to keep their shape, so just be gentle when you turn them around. All right, we're going to give them a few more minutes, and we're going to shake them around and just make sure that the sides are all nice and browned also. All right, what I'm going to do is just move over the meatballs. I'm just going to drain some of the grease out. So I'm just going to place some paper towels into the side of my pan right here. Tilt it a little bit. There we go. I'm going to pour in 2 cups of beef broth. I'm placing my pan on a high heat. I'm going to bring this to a boil. I have made Swedish meatballs in the crock pot, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it down below. Okay, we have a boil. We're going to take the temperature down to a low, and then we're going to let this simmer for 20 minutes with the lid on. 20 minutes are up. I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off. They smell amazing. I've got a pack of no yolks, extra broad egg white pasta. This is 12 ounces. We'll pour it all on top of the meatballs. I'm going to stir this around. Now if you need to add about 1 cup of water, you can do that. Or you can add another cup of broth. I'm going to turn the heat up to a medium high. I'm going to try to get the noodles into the broth a little bit. They all don't have to fit in there. What we're going to do is place a lid on. We're going to cook these for about 10 to 12 minutes until the pasta is cooked through and nice and tender. We're going to take the lid off every few minutes and stir it up. That way the pasta can get down into the juices. So make sure you check your liquid level. If you feel like you need to add more liquid, then you can add a little bit more water or some beef broth. And then just check your pasta for doneness. Now if you're using a different type of pasta, it might need to cook longer, okay? These kind of egg noodles right here tend to cook less than just a regular pasta. Alright, nothing says Swedish meatballs like some sour cream. I'm going to put about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of sour cream in and give that a good stir. I love Swedish meatballs and noodles with green beans. Now I would have cooked them all together in the pot here, but my husband doesn't like green beans out of a can, so I cook them separately for me and my kids because they like green beans too. Alright, I'm just going to stir these up in the last minute or two. Just finish cooking your pasta until you get to the texture that you desire for eating egg noodles. Look at that, all in one skillet. Oh my goodness, do you see how the meatballs kept their shape through the whole process? And they cooked for 40 minutes about, so you know they're nice and tender. Let me plate this up for you. I'm going to turn off the heat. There's my bite. That is so good. That's sour cream that blends in there. Makes it nice and creamy. Okay everyone, I hope you enjoyed watching me make 1 skillet Swedish meatballs and noodles. These never last in my house. Those meatballs will disappear faster than lightning around here. That's why I always try to double a batch. Sometimes trying to triple a batch because I love them that much, and so does everybody in my family. Alright, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And everyone, make sure y'all are hitting that bell notification so you'll always know when my shows are posted. I will see you on the next episode.